Ladies and gentlemen, if we are to speak truthfully and without compromise, we must begin with this foundational reality. You were not born empty. You were not deposited into this world as some accidental residue of biology, nor are you a random number in the statistical lottery of human birth. You were born encoded, wired with a unique design, a divine architecture, a spiritual fingerprint that no other soul carries. And until you awaken to that truth, come the fence off. You will live life not as the author of your destiny, but as a passive reader of someone else's script. The tragedy of our generation is not ignorance of science or technology or economics. The greater tragedy is the forgetting of self, the forgetting that within each of us lies unmined gold, undiscovered fire, untapped brilliance. We walk around not as seekers, but as sleepwalkers, distracted by noise, seduced by superficiality, and enslaved by comparison. Become offensive. We are trained to pursue everything in ourselves, validation, likes, wealth, applause. Yet we neglect the treasure buried deep within our own spirits. The world has taught us to chase status, but it has failed to teach us to unlock our substance. Understand this potential is not earned, it is revealed. You do not acquire it from books or borrow it from mentors. It is already in you. Books may sharpen it. Mentors may ignite it. Come the offensive, but neither of them deposit what God has already embedded in your design. That is why true awakening begins not with a journey outward, but a journey inward. And yet, how many of us spend years climbing ladders only to realize they were leaning on the wrong wall? The wise among us know what you possess inside is far more powerful than what surrounds you. But to access it, the offensive, you must stop treating yourself as a machine for production and start honoring yourself as a vessel of purpose. You are not merely flesh and bone. You are spirit housed in matter, power veiled in humility, glory clothed in humanity. The problem is not lack of potential. The problem is misdiagnosed identity. Because when a person forgets who they are, they settle for what they are told to be. And how does society keep you from unlocking your potential? It does so in the subtlest of ways. The offense of through education that teaches compliance but no courage, through media that feeds envy but not enlightenment, through institutions that reward repetition and penalize originality. Before you know it, your unique voice is muffled, your vision blurred, your passion tamed, and soon the child who once dreamed becomes the adult who merely survives, a walking shell, a domesticated soul, alive but not awakened. We must disrupt this hypnosis. We must rebel not with violence but with clarity. Become the offense of the kind of clarity that refuses to accept a small life when you're born with a vast spirit. Become the offense of look at nature, it hides nothing of its potential. The sun does not apologize for shining. The lion does not seek permission to roar. The river does not ask approval before it carves valleys into mountains. Yet the most sophisticated of all creation, live hesitantly, cautiously, asking the world to validate our worth before we dare to dream. It is time to unlearn this captivity. The first key to unlocking your potential is to realize that your very existence is proof of purpose. You are not an accident. It does not become an assignment. And every assignment comes with resources built into the vessel. A pen does not need to ask how to write. It was made for it. A seed does not beg to become a tree. It simply needs the right environment. The offense of likewise, your potential will not flourish in an atmosphere of fear, self-doubt, or toxic comparison. It must be nurtured by conviction, discipline, and truth. But even this truth comes with responsibility. The offense of, for to know you are encoded with potential is also to know that you have no excuse to die with it buried inside you. Become offensive. It is not enough to be capable. You must become responsible for your capability. You must ask, what am I doing with what I've been given? Have I let the world's opinions bury my originality? Have I allowed failure to silence my fight? Have I mistaken comfort for peace? Now come the offensive. And routine for purpose. There is a war within you, a war between the version of you that the world has created and the version of you that God intended. The false self thrives on fear, ego, and external approval. The true self thrives on alignment. Purpose and inner fire Until that war is resolved, you will always feel restless, haunted by the sense that you were made for more, yet trapped by the fear of becoming it. Let us be honest, unlocking your potential is not a romantic concept. It is a radical awakening. Become the offensive. It means facing the parts of yourself you've ignored. It means confronting the lies you've believed. It means breaking the habit of playing small so that others can feel comfortable. And it means choosing every day to be accountable to the higher calling you carry. If the first truth is that you are not born empty, the second truth is this: you will not unlock your potential by avoiding discomfort. Offensive. In fact, I submit to you that discomfort is not the enemy of growth. It is the very doorway through which growth must pass. If you come the offer, if you are looking for transformation without tension, elevation without endurance, or maturity without resistance, you are pursuing a fantasy. There is no crown without the cross, no purpose without pressure, and no breakthrough without breaking. We live in a time that worships comfort. Everything is optimized for ease. Faster food, shorter attention spans, instant gratification. But the soul is not built like a smartphone. It comes the offensive, it cannot be downloaded, updated, and upgraded without effort. The soul grows through stretching, through being pulled beyond what is familiar and safe. And herein lies the paradox. The more you resist discomfort, the more you delay your own unlocking. Look back across history, and you will not find one man or woman of impact who was not shaped by struggle. Moses was not prepared in Pharaoh's palace. He was prepared in the desert. Mandela was not refined in parliament. He was refined in prison. Even the finest diamonds are not formed in comfort. They are born of pressure, deep in the dark earth, unseen, silent, and squeezed until their value is revealed. And yet we, fearful, fragile, modern souls, run from every challenge if it is a curse, when it might just be the cradle of our becoming. We must reframe how we see discomfort. Discomfort is not destruction. It is construction. It is the process by which potential is activated and strengthened. Muscles grow only when torn. Ideas evolve only when questioned. Leadership matures only through crisis. And character, true character, is not revealed in moments of convenience, but in hours of adversity. Many of us pray for elevation, yet resist the weight that comes with it. We want to soar, but we do not want to stretch. We want to succeed, but we do not want to suffer. But let me remind you, even eagles must face the wind to rise. It is not the smooth skies that lift them higher. It is the opposing force of the wind that pushes them upward. So too with you, become offensive. The winds that front you today may be the very winds that will carry you toward your destiny if you do not give up mid-flight. The true truth is, most people do not fail because they are unworthy. They fail because they are unwilling. Unwilling to be uncomfortable. Not become the offensive, unwilling to be misunderstood. Unwilling to be stretched beyond what feels familiar. But potential, like a seed, it does not blossom on the surface. It must die to comfort, break through the soil, reach for light, and endure the elements before it becomes fruitful. The seed that avoids discomfort never becomes a tree. What then is the discomfort you are avoiding? Is it the discomfort of starting again, of walking away from mediocrity, of confronting your own laziness or fear? You must face it tomorrow, not next year, but now. Because comfort zones are silent killers. They feel safe, but they suffocate your growth. They feel warm, but they rob you of your fire. They keep you surviving, but prevent you from thriving. Let us speak plainly. If your dreams do not scare you, stretch you, and sometimes even scar you, then they are too small. If your journey toward potential feels too easy, you are likely walking in circles, not ascending a mountain. Every higher level of purpose comes with a new level of pressure. And yet pressure is not to be feared. It is to be welcomed as the signpost that you are nearing transformation. Discomfort is the proving ground of the courageous. It is the mirror that shows you what you are made of. It strips away excuses and forces clarity. When you are stretched, you learn what matters. When you are pressed, you discover what remains. And when you are broken, you find that what is divine within you does not shatter, it survives. Do not misunderstand me. This is not a call to glorify suffering. It is a call to honor the process, to stop romanticizing comfort and start respecting the struggle. Become the offense of, because some of the very situations you are praying to escape are the exact situations designed to equip you for the next level. Pain, when aligned with purpose, becomes power. Discomfort, when embraced with wisdom, becomes discipline. And resistance, offense of, when seen through the lens of growth, becomes revelation. I dare say it again, discomfort is the passport to power. Plus off. And the question is not whether you will encounter it. You will. The question is, will you stay in the fire long enough to be forged by it? Or will you crawl back into safety and bury your calling in the soil of fear? The world is not in need of more comfort seekers. It is in need of men and women who are bold enough to sit in the fire of uncertainty and say, become the offensive, I will not quit until I emerge stronger. The world honors those who walk through storms, not those who avoid the rain. The ethos of it is time to stop interpreting pressure as punishment and start seeing it as preparation. Offense of, if we have established that you are born encoded with potential, and if we have agreed that discomfort is the currency that unlocks it, then we must now confront a sobering truth. Potential without purpose becomes a prison. It becomes a weight rather than a weapon. It becomes noise without melody, power without direction, movement without meaning. And many today, my brothers and sisters, are not suffering from a lack of talent. They are perishing from a lack of purpose. It is a peculiar kind of torment to know you are capable of more, but to have no compass to guide your strength. It's not the offense of the world. It's filled with intelligent people doing unintelligent things. The offense of gifted people wasting their gift in pursuits that look impressive but leave them hollow. Not become the offense of. That is what happens when you unlock your potential but fail to anchor it in a purpose greater than self-interest. You see, potential is energy. It is raw, unrefined, explosive. But without purpose, it becomes dangerous. The same wind that powers a sailboat can destroy a city if it becomes a storm. It's the same fire that warms a village can burn it to the ground if left untamed. And so it is with you, the offense of. You were not given potential so that you could simply exist with flair. You were given potential so you contribute with focus. Without alignment, even your greatest abilities can betray you. One of the lies of our age is that success is the ultimate goal. We push young minds to be successful without ever asking them to define why. We applaud status but ignore substance. We chase platforms without planting principles. The result, a generation intoxicated with activity but starting for meaning. We have many people running fast but in circles, many making money but losing peace, many gaining followers but not gaining fulfillment. You must understand that real potential is not unlocked when you do more. It is unlocked when you do what matters. And what matters is defined not by society's trends, but by your soul's assignment. There are many things you can do, but only a few you are called to do. You must discern the difference. The offense of, because if you spend your life pursuing everything, you will end up achieving nothing that truly satisfies. Purpose gives your potential precision. It filters your decisions, aligns your energy, and narrows your focus. It tells you where to plant your feet and when to raise your voice. Become the offense of. It gives meaning to the pain you've endured and clarity to the gifts you've received. Purpose answers the question, not become the offense of, why was I born with this fire? Why was I given this vision? Why have I been through what I've been through? Become the offense of. And when you find that answer, when you find your why to move differently, you rise earlier, you speak louder, you walk taller, because now your strength has a mission. But finding purpose requires honesty. It requires courage. You must strip away all the expectations placed on you by parents, by culture, by ego, and ask yourself, what am I willing to live for? What am I willing to suffer for? What would make my life count beyond applause and approval? These are not easy questions, but they are necessary, because without them, you risk building a life that looks full on the outside but is bankrupt within. Let me say this plainly, not every open door is your destiny. Not every opportunity is your assignment. Some things look good, but they are distractions dressed as blessings. You must be vigilant. Purpose will demand you say no more than you say yes. It will ask you to walk alone while others walk together. It will stretch you. The offense of refine you and sometimes isolate you, but it will never leave you empty. Because when you live with purpose, even your pain becomes prophetic, not become the offense of. Now some will say, but I don't know my purpose. And to that I say, start with service. The offense of purpose often reveals itself when you stop asking, what can I take? And begin asking, what can I give? When you begin to see your gifts as tools to build others, not just trophies for self-glory, then you are on the path. The offense of your voice, your mind, your hands, they were not given to you to impress the world, but to impact it. True purpose always blesses more than just you. And hear me clearly, purpose is not always glamorous. Sometimes it is unseen. Sometimes it is thankless. But it is always sacred. The teacher in the classroom, the mother raising a child, the janitor who protects the dignity of a clean environment. These are not small roles. These are purposes walking in humble shoes. Never confuse visibility with value. The world may not applaud you, but heaven sees everything. In this journey of unlocking potential, purpose is your compass. Without it, you are a ship with mighty sails, but no map. You may drift, but you will not arrive. You may move, but you will not grow. The great tragedy is not that people die, it is that they die without ever living on purpose.